What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Brawler John with another episode of How to Play. And on this episode we have the thickest boy. This Snorlax is so thick. His thick is fat. His fat is thick. And he is ready to go. We have a Roaring Moon plus Snorlax team. This team is honestly a lot of fun, and it has some very straightforward win conditions for this team, but there's also a solid level of nuance that allows you to approach different matchups in entirely unique ways. So let's get into what makes this team good. First and foremost, the honest heart and soul of this team is actually the Roaring Moon. This is a support Roaring Moon with booster energy speed, so it is very, very fast Pokemon. It's only going to get outsped by other booster energy mons. It is Terra Steel, which allows it to be very strong defensively, which allows you to not only get up Tailwind, but after your Tailwind, it allows you to follow up with Breaking Swipe and Knockoff, which are both incredibly strong support moves. Breaking Swipe allows you to lower your opponent's physical attackers -1 stage. When you couple that with the support Pokemon that we have in the back, you're actually putting so much offensive pressure onto your opponent, and they just can't win the damage trades if you position your Roaring Moon correctly. Now, our Snorlax is Clear Amulet. What this Snorlax is really good into is those balance teams with like Landorus and Heatran. This Snorlax has a little bit of speed EV training and has Clear Amulet, so what a lot of people like to lead versus teams with Chi-Yu Flutter is they like to go Lando Heatran. So Roaring Moon plus Snorlax completely punishes that lead, because what we can go for is something like Breaking Swipe or Tailwind into high horsepower, and after a Tailwind, this Snorlax will actually outspeed most Heatrans. It will also outspeed most Rillabooms. So if you're ever in that situation and you want to get a little cheeky, you can set up Tailwind and you can have your Snorlax outspeed most Heatrans and most Rillabooms. Fluttermane Chi-Yu is a tale as old as time. We don't really have to get into those two so much, other than to say it's extremely powerful. Chi-Yu is very, very strong. We opted for Focus Sash on Chi-Yu for this video because the Focus Sash just allows me to play really, really well defensively and to know that I can live any one singular hit, and this just gives me the confidence to play aggressive with the Roaring Moon support. Last but not least, we have Ogerpon and Rillaboom with the double Grassy Glide. I think all teams need a little bit of priority in this format. What's really strong about this team is it doesn't rely on the priority because we have such good Tailwind support from Roaring Moon, but it still takes advantage of it when applicable, especially versus things like Scarf Urshifu, right? Having the double Grassy Glide is just incredibly powerful. Fake Out, Grassy Glide, high horsepower, Wood Hammer on the Rillaboom, really, really strong stuff. Ogerpon, pretty straightforward. It's very bulky, but in Tailwind, it's still gonna outspeed most meta threats. But yeah, this seems a lot of fun. Our Snorlax is Terra Ghost, so that if you're feeling pressure from Fake Out, you can go that route. It's also really good to dodge close combat from Urshifu, things of that nature. But it's a pretty simple team. The Snorlax is bulky, it's pretty fast, it has some good damage. It can't be intimidated down by Landorus, which is a big weakness of Snorlax, right? In general, Snorlax is pretty strong, but it suffers from being very weak to Intimidate cycling, which the Clear Amulet is so good at helping you with that. Fluttermane is Specs. We want to be able to blow up a lot of dangerous opposition, and yeah, this team is really, really good. The Roaring Moon is pretty bulky, so don't be surprised if your Roaring Moon lives a good amount of hits. And yeah, I really think you guys should try out this team. As always, if we can get more than 10 likes, I will 10 likes. If we could get more than 10 comments, I will go ahead and I will post the Pokepaste into the description below. So we need more than 10 comments, and I will post the Pokepaste so that all my Showdown gamers can enjoy this team. If you're playing on cart, the rental code is in the top right-hand corner. So yeah, this team's a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy this team. Roaring Moon plus Snorlax. It's unique. It's fun. I hope you guys enjoy the team. Test it out on ladder. Yeah. Alrighty, here we go. And this is a fun one. They have Talonflame, which is like so interesting, right? Because Talonflame does have that priority Tailwind. They have Chen Pao, but they also have Chi-Yu. This is just a very, very interesting lead, and I'm wondering if this is actually a Snorlax game here. Snorlax looks like it could be pretty good into this matchup, but Fluttermane also looks pretty good, considering the coverage that Flutter gives me versus Garchomp, Chi-Yu, Guardy, even Chien-Pao himself once I set up at that Tailwind, you know? Now, the only issue would be is if they lead Talonflame plus Chien-Pao, things can get a little bit awkward when they go ahead and Tailwind. So maybe I go Rillaboom here, giving me a nice fake out option and some speed control here. Yeah, I actually think Rilla is pretty good here, I think. And then Chi-Yu Flutter in the back. I think I definitely want Flutter. The question is, do I go Chi-Yu, Water Pond, or Snorlax? That's the question here. I think for this match, I will go Chi-Yu, because this is a Tailwind versus Tailwind, and my Snorlax is really, really good versus, like, Intimidate balance teams, that don't have their own Tailwind. But because he has his own Tailwind, I'm feeling really compelled to match their speed with my speed, because I think my team is just a little bit faster thanks to our Roaring Moon. So let's see how this one plays out for us. We're leading Roaring Moon plus Rillaboom here. They go Talonflame, Garchomp. Okay. So here's the thing. If I fake out the Talonflame, I will then break its ability, and then Roaring Moon will be faster, and then I can knock out the Talonflame. So I feel like that's the play. I'm just wondering if I need to protect myself from a Dragon move, right? I actually think I think I'm going to go for this play. I think I'm going to knock off the Talonflame and fake out the Talonflame here. Because I think what this allows me to do is, if I can deny Tailwind, I'll just win the game from there, right? And if I'm not mistaken, I break Gale Wings, and then after I break Gale Wings, Roaring Moon should outspeed and Oko the Talonflame here. But I could be wrong. They could be Terra Ghost as well. That would be the worst case scenario, that they're just Terra Ghost Talonflame. But I think most Talonflames are just Covert Cloak, right? But I guess I didn't think about Terra Ghost, and now I'm regretting it a little bit. Okay, Fake Out comes out. Now Roaring Moon should go Nest. This should knock out the Talonflame lives? That's crazy. Alright, so that's a bad turn for me. And he just goes for Rock Slide. I mean, Rock Slide's not going to do much damage, if any at all. So I guess that's fine here. He no longer has priority. I can survive another turn here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I want to make sure my Roaring Moon doesn't go down. So I'm gonna go Terra Steel. I'm going to Tailwind. And then I am going to Grassy Glide the Talonflame here. That should pick up the Talonflame for sure. I'm so surprised that Knockoff did not KO the Talonflame. So my Roaring Moon is a support Roaring Moon. I don't have too many attack EVs, and I guess that could explain what's happening here. But I still feel, generally speaking, like that should have knocked out. So maybe their Talonflame is physically bulky. That wouldn't surprise me. The Terra Steel is just to make sure that this Garchomp isn't going to launch a Stab Dragon move into me, because that'd be the worst case scenario. Grassy Glide's going to go ahead and knock out the Talonflame. That's pretty good. Critical hit doesn't matter there. That was definitely just a knockout for us. Let's see what they go for here. They go for Rock Slide. As long as they don't flinch, I'm pretty good here. I get to match Tailwind. Flinch could be bad, huh? Yeah, I spoke it into existence, didn't I? Okay, so now that I flinched, I think that's so bad. That honestly gives them a chance to win the game, and that's just a little frustrating for me. Who are they gonna bring in here is the question. I can protect, stall out another turn of Tailwind. They bring out Chi-Yu. Okay. So the Chi-Yu is here. I'm probably dead to Heat Wave, but I can Grassy Glide and then bring in my own Chi-Yu in the back, which is fine, I think. Yeah, so if I had my Tailwind set up, this game would be over, right? Because then Roaring Moon would be the fastest thing here, and I can just spam Breaking Swipe, and we'd be in a really good position. Now I have to protect here, which is pretty rough. I'm probably dead to Heat Wave from this from this range. So I'm going to go ahead and Grassy Glide the Garchomp, I think. Because they still have Terra, right? Yeah, I'll Grassy Glide the Garchomp here. That is such a bad flinch. That is a game-losing flinch. Because, man, if I just match the Tailwind, I don't even have to Glide here. I can just... there's just so many things I can do. Unfortunate. So this guy's spamming Rock Slide. I think he's Scarfed. He's playing a whole lot like he's Scarfed. Now, here's Heat Wave, right? No, he's Life Orb. Right. He's Lorb. Alright, Heat Wave is coming out here. Now, Heat Wave always does have a chance to miss, which it did, actually. Okay, so I dodged a Heat Wave. I just don't know if that's good for me or if that's bad for me. Because after another Rock Slide, it's possible I KO. I just don't think I'm living this next attack, you know? I'm gonna go for Tailwind here. I think swapping out the Rilla is actually smart here, but then I lose my Chi-Yu to Rock Slide. Oh, this is tough. I'm just gonna Glide the Garchomp again, I guess. I can't believe that flinch. That just changes everything. Alright, so... Rough Skin here. Now, if my Rillaboom can just dodge a Heat Wave, that would be ideal. Rillaboom holds on. Garchomp will go down to Lorb damage. Okay. So this is probably just going to be a 2v2. Chi-Yu and Flutter versus... Does Roaring Moon hold? No way, right? I'm just so upset because this game is actually... Like, I actually played it quite perfectly. And I got flinched by a Garchomp Rock Slide, which you just, like, what am I supposed to do about that? You know, like, I just can't plan for something like that. It's really unfortunate. I guess double protect was the play, maybe, on Roaring Moon. So at least I had a 30% chance to survive there. But Heat Wave also has a chance to miss. So their last Pokemon is Guardy. Which, it's two special attackers, and my Chi-Yu is max speed here. Now, who's faster, Flutter or Chi-Yu? Let's see. Pokemon summary, because I'm max speed 152. I'm still 191 speed on. So the Flutter is the fastest thing here. So the question becomes, do we spam Icy Wind so that my Chi-Yu goes first? Or do we just spam Dazzling Gleam here? Because Icy Wind plus Snarl might be, like, decent, but I don't know. That's pretty tough. I think I am going to go Icy Wind here. Icy Wind and Snarl. This is a little weird, but I think this is the play. We just make sure that my Chi-Yu is faster, and then... Oh my god, it's Scarf Guardy. Okay. So Icy Wind turns out to be good here. Okay, now Snarl will come out and lower the damage from their Chi-Yu. And then I should live a Heat Wave on both slots here. And now next turn, I'm faster. Oh, the problem is I can't knock out Chi-Yu with the Snarl damage, huh? Oh, they Dark Pulsed Flutter. Flutter lives. Okay. Okay. Grass disappears from the battlefield. How do I win? Icy Wind again. And then Snarl again, huh? Or do I just go for the Heat Wave now that I got a Snarl out? I think I go for the Snarl here. Alright, Icy Wind double connects. Snarl's going to pick up the knockout here onto Guardian and Chi-Yu, and then this Chi-Yu is going to have to decide who they're targeting at -2. I think I win this with single target overheats now that their Chi-Yu is -1, but let's see. This is going to be close. This is a really close game. Dark Pulse into Flutter. Flutter does not hold on. Okay, so now I am faster, and they are at -2, I am not. So this comes down to Dark Pulse versus Dark Pulse, I think, because of flinch chance, and I don't want to miss. So I want to go Dark Pulse into their Chi-Yu here. This is a close game. If that flinch didn't happen, I really feel like it would have been not free, but like pretty close to free, if I'm being honest. Because then I never have to lock into Dazzling Gleam. I mean, into Icy Wind. I could have locked into Dazzling Gleam, which is a lot different. Dark Pulse is going to come out, gives me a chance to flinch. There, Dark Pulse comes out, does a little bit of damage. I think Heat Wave kills from here, but I guess I don't want to take the chance to miss. Because Heat Wave is 95, this is 80. So if Heat Wave connects, I win, based on the damage from last turn. But he could crit me. I think I Heat Wave here. Yeah, this should knock out. Okay, perfect. Woo! GG's to my opponent. That was a fun game. That was definitely a good game to get us going here. We had the DC, then we had this game to Mr. Iceberg Mike. Thank you so much for the game. GG's to my opponent. Yeah. Alrighty, here we go. And interesting first game. So my opponent's got a lot of physical threats. No Intimidate. So the Snorlax won't give us too much value here. And with Roaring Moon, I have to be a little bit careful in front of my Lotic for sure. Now they do have Chien-Pao and Dragonite. Which means I think I do like the idea of Flutter Mane plus Roaring Moon here, because I can go for like Tailwind plus Dazzling Gleam, Breaking Swipe plus Dazzling Gleam, just a couple of options that are pretty good into their mostly physical team. The Milotic is a little bit scary here. I'm just trying to figure out who I want to have in the back. Is it Rillaboom plus Chi-Yu? The Snorlax doesn't fare too well here. They don't have too many slow Pokemon. They're looking very, very hyper-offensive to me. I think it is going to be Rillaboom plus Chi-Yu here, so that I have some switch-ins to Fire, Water, Grass things. Not bringing Ogerpon could be a bit of a mistake here. But I actually think bringing the Chi-Yu is okay because I have Sash on Chi-Yu, right? So Chi-Yu can take a lot of damage from one hit and then respond with some big damage in return. So let's see what my opponent leads with. I'm kind of expecting Chien-Pao Dragonite, but let's see what they go for here. They go for Chien-Pao plus Milotic, which is interesting. Chien-Pao Milotic, so I can't Breaking Swipe here, which becomes a little bit of an issue. I mean, I guess I could Breaking Swipe. I'm actually so upset that they led Milotic here. I'm not gonna tell a lie. Because I feel like if I had the definitive kind of like speed control here. Now, I can go Terra Steel in front of this guy. Sacred Sword would be bad. But I feel like he wants to Icicle Crash me, if anything. I could go Tailwind. I honestly think Tailwind plus Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam is just kind of fine here, honestly. Just gonna get out a lot of damage here, I think. Because I have this be- Oh! They surrendered? Yeah, that was Era 0010, so I believe they surrendered. We take those? I was in a pretty good spot, but I wasn't expecting the disconnect. But, yeah, I guess we'll move on to the next one. Yeah. Alrighty, here we go, and this is 5 dragons and a Dondozo. I don't know if I feel good about this, or if I am infinitely threatened by this. Probably a cross between the two. I think this is unironically a Snorlax game, maybe? This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Because they all resist Dragon. I mean, Chi-Yu Flutter is like the obvious answer here. And part of me wants to lead Chi-Yu Flutter. Or maybe I just lead Flutter Mane plus Roaring Moon. The only problem that I can foresee happening is if they also lead Roaring Moon. And then they set up their Tailwind, right? That could definitely be an issue for me. I guess the lead that I'm most afraid of from them is Dragapult plus Roaring Moon, because then we got to see who's faster than who, and things could get pretty scary there. All things considered, I'm still going to go Roaring Moon, Flutter Mane. I'm going to bring Snorlax and Chi-Yu in the back, which is definitely weird, but I think that's the correct bring. Hisui and Gudra can also be a little bit issue. It's just so weird how they're just like 6 dragons or 5 plus Dozo. I just can't fully predict what this matchup is gonna be like, and that's the scary part, right? I don't want to see Roaring Moon plus Dragapult. Dragapult plus Bax Caliber. Do I want to see that instead? I mean, I'm faster. I can definitely get up Tailwind, and I can definitely Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam here. The question is that what I want to do? I can also Breaking Swipe, but that has diminishing returns. I can knock off the Dragapult, which is crazy, and then go for Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam and just assume that I'm faster, but he could be max speed, he could be Scarf. So I'm gonna go for Tailwind here. We're gonna Tailwind, we're going to go Terra Fairy, and we're just going to Dazzling Gleam. And we're gonna call it a day. And if we lose, because my opponent is just like extremely spicy, then that just is what it is. So we're getting a Terrestrialization out of the Dragapult into Terra Steel. So this Dragapult is the one that's attacking. Now, are you going for Dragon Darts into me? Because that'd be pretty rough. But at the same time, I'm also Terra Fairy. You could go for a Shadow Ball into Flutter Mane, which I would argue I live. So I guess Dragon Darts would Oko my Roaring Moon, but at that point, I'd set up Tailwind already. So I could just bring in Chi-Yu and just pressure like that. Terra Blast. Oh. And you're faster than Roaring Moon, so you're Scarf, and I lose, just like that, huh? Okay, so it's not over, but it's not in a good spot either. But this is pretty bad. This is objectively pretty bad, cause our Glaive Rush. I cannot believe this just happened to me. What was this? Just Scarf Dragapult. You're just literally Copium that you'll just run into Flutter Mane plus Tailwind. I should have known. I should have just not led Flutter Mane. I should have just led Snorlax and then or Terra Steel the Roaring Moon. Make sure I get up the thing and then just have Flutter Mane win the end game. I was just thinking too linear, and I've paid for those thoughts, honestly. I mean, Heavy Slam into Bax is probably fine here. Heavy Slam into Bax and Heat Wave. Weird match. I mean, Chi-Yu might be faster than Dragapult here. Ice Shard into Snorlax is going to do a whole bunch of nothing. You're still faster. That's just borderline incredible. Lax should live this, though. Good job, Lax. Good job, buddy. Here comes a double Heat Wave. It's going to knock out the Dragapult. We get a Heavy Slam. What I want to know... Well, he Ice Sharded, right? Okay, so he gets Thermal Exchange going. So this is still, unironically, maybe winnable just because Chi-Yu is so incredibly busted. Snorlax Heavy Slam does a little bit of chip. Nothing too crazy here. Now the Bax Caliber is essentially no longer a part of this game. There's Dragonites. There is Dragonite, huh? So, how do we beat Dragonite? We... Body Slam? He can E-Speed and then Ice Shard my Chi-Yu. I don't think that would work, though. I can protect Snorlax here and then go for another Heat Wave. Okay. I mean, I have to hope and cope that he messes up here, right? Ice Shard into Snorlax. Okay, that's a good first step. That is a good first step. Now, what's your next play? Alright, if I can burn the Dragonite, this is unironically possible. That's multi-scale, by the way. That is so multi-scale. Dragon Dance. Interesting. Dragon Dance. So, are you Protect? And who's your last Mon? Gudra. Well... This is probably a loss. Probably a loss. Do we Dark Pulse? How many turns of Tailwind do I have left? I only have 1 turn of Tailwind, so he's probably going to Protect. Probably going to Protect. And then he's just faster, right? But I kind of have to make a read here. Could Body Slam and hope for a Paralysis, or Heat Wave, hope for Burn on either slot. Yeah, this is just, yeah, I just, you know, I got coped. Alright, so Heat Wave, Burn onto Dragonite. Okay, now who's the Dragonite going for? Wing Attack into Chi-Yu. Body Slam into Dragonite. Does, like, no damage. Body Press into Snorlax. Huh. And your leftovers, huh? Okay. Okay. Can I win? Can I win? Protect the Snorlax, because he's going to target it with one of his slots. And then Dark Pulse the Goodra and flinch it? Alright, I need some copium. I need a flinch. I need a big flinch here. Show me flinch. I'm still faster than Dragonite. That's kind of crazy. He's Roost. Okay. If I could get this flinch... Oh! Hold? Big flinch. Big flinch. Because he's got to start hitting the Chi-Yu here. High horsepower into Goodra. I mean, he might protect, won't he? Dark Pulse. Okay, alright, let's see what they got. Okay, Dark Pulse. That just knocks out the Goodra. Oh my god, I clicked high horsepower, didn't I? I should have clicked Body Slam. Who are you going for? Never mind, he wings attack to Snorlax. Did we just win this game with only Chi-Yu and Snorlax? Did we just win this game with only Chi-Yu and Snorlax? Because I'm faster, right? Dark Pulse. How much damage does Dark Pulse do to a Dragonite? Okay. Okay, flinch. Oh, he went for a Dragon Dance. That's smart. Now I have to live in attack here. Well, he's going to go for Roost now. He's going to go for Roost. But if you keep spamming Roost, I'm going to get a crit at some point. So I'm not sure Roost is the play. He's going to go for it, though. How much does this heal? It's a bulky D-Knight. He just loses to crit, though. So we could keep playing this game, but it's not going to go in his favor. I think I win. I have to live in attack, though. He's going for Roost again. You're just giving me a chance to crit, right? Come on, crit. Nice damage. Nice damage. Okay. I don't think his math is mathin'. I don't think his math is mathin'. It's not mathin' up. Wing attack. Easy. GG's. Oh my god, this dude just lost to Snorlax and Chi-Yu only. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. GG's to my opponent, I guess. Yeah. Alrighty, so, looks like we have some Trick Room. This looks like an old Trick Room team, and there's just a random Mouse Ape with a random Flutter Mane. This looks like really annoying, actually. Like the worst kind of Trick Room. How do we play it, though? We're gonna have to figure that out. Chi-Yu Flutter is probably the best overall, versus something like this. Although Rillaboom and Ogerpon actually has some stuff going for it, in the sense that they don't have any answer to priority. So Rillaboom, Grassy Glide, plus Fake Out, things of that nature are pretty good. But then we also have to cover for Mouse Ape, which is a little suspect to say the least. So I think this is Ogerpon, Rillaboom, Chi-Yu, Flutter. I would like to bring Lax here, but in this specific matchup, unironically, Lax isn't really all that great. My camera like moved, sorry about that. So let's see how it goes. An old Trick Room team like this is definitely not the most fun thing to play, because it's just one of those things where if they end up setting up the Trick Room, I kind of just lose. But we'll see what they lead here, right? It all depends. Oranguru and Mouse Hold. Okay, so this is Follow Me This is Follow Me Trick Room, right? That's what they want to go for here. They could have Pop Bomb, I guess. Pop Bomb could be cool. But I think Snarl is actually the play here, because it's super effective, right? So that's double damage. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can go with, I mean, Heat Wave is just so good, right? Heat Wave is just so broken. Let's go with Heat Wave, and let's go with Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam here. We just need to do as much damage as possible, and I do have Chi-Yu Ruin ability, but they also have Friend Guard, so I'm quite honestly unsure if this double up is going to pick up the Oranguru. I really don't know, and part of me wanted to Dark Pulse, but they can follow me. Yeah, see, that's why we went with the Heat Wave Dazzling Gleam. We just kind of had to go for it here. So let's see what they do. Dazzling Gleam's gonna come out here. Let's see how much it does to the Oranguru. Oh, that does like almost literally no damage. And then here's the Heat Wave. That's not great. So now they get Trick Room, and I guess that's just GG's. It's hard to... I mean, the Oranguru's alive, but the problem with Oranguru being alive is just double Eruption now. I think I have plays, but it's going to be a little tough, and it's going to involve sacking this Flutter Mane now. Unless I want to sack something else. Maybe I want to sack Ogre Pawn here and save Flutter Mane. I think saving Flutter Mane could have some value here. So I think I will go for Protect on Chi-Yu. And then I think we sack the Ogre Pawn, and then we bring in the Rillaboom. And then Rillaboom will be able to glide the Oranguru, stopping Instruct, which will give Chi-Yu a chance to live a Torkoal's attack. It's not like the greatest thing in the world, but it's the play that I kind of have to make. I don't really have many other choices. I could just sack the Flutter instead of the Ogre Pawn here. But I think sacking the Ogre Pawn is just better. Do I wish I had brought something else? Maybe. But yeah, my Chi-Yu doesn't have any bulk at all, so this Chi-Yu is just gonna fold to 2 Eruptions. It's also debatable whether or not I can even, I could also just fake out the Torkoal, which is like a really interesting play, because they'll have to protect, and then I can go ahead and just snarl the Oranguru. Alright, so protect comes out for my Chi-Yu here. Let's see what they're going for. This is just double Eruption. Hopefully it's Specs. I assume it's Specs here. The Oranguru... Yeah, I don't... Oh, wow, it doesn't even need Instruct. He just straight doubles up. I mean, that's how it goes, right? That is definitely how it goes. He's a Life Orb. Uh-huh. Life Orb, Terrafire, Torkoal. That is definitely a thing that is happening right now. That is for sure a thing that is happening. So we bring in the Rilla here. Bring in the Rilla. Now, this Oranguru probably doesn't have any attacking moves, is the thing, right? So we will go for... I mean, Heat Wave and Sun is just like crazy damage, right? Might even knock out the Torkoal, but I think Snarl might be better just to really lower that damage output that he has. And then we will fake out the Torkoal slot here. So Torkoal goes for Protect. Now, the question is does Oranguru have any attacking moves? Because I could have Grassy Glided the Oranguru here. But let's see how this turns out. They Encore. That's pretty bad, actually. That's not great. I should have Grassy Glided the Oranguru there, and then I wouldn't be trapped. How many turns of Trick Room are left? This is just so unfun. Like, it's just actually not the greatest thing in the world right now. So 2 turns of Trick Room. Okay, so I maybe have a way to win, but it's gonna be a little sus. We're gonna send in our Flutter Mane and Prage. I don't think Fluttermane lives the turn. Actually, I don't think there's any possible way Fluttermane lives the turn. Let's see. Heat Wave. Huh. Alright, so the Chi-Yu goes for Protect here. We reset Fake Out on Rillaboom. Eruption comes up. Yep. There's a small chance Fluttermane lives, but I doubt it, honestly. In Sun with the Terrifier, almost full health here. Yeah, it's just gonna knock him out. So, he didn't protect the Ursaluna. He did not protect the Ursaluna here. Torkoal takes a little bit of Life Orb damage. Headlong Rush into the Chi-Yu. Okay. So here's the thing. I think... Does Rillaboom live an attack from Ursaluna? That's going to decide this game right now. Because I definitely need to fake out the Torkoal. I think I have to fake out the Torkoal. There's just no other way. Last turn of Trick Room. Yeah, so I'm going to go for Heat Wave in Sun, boosted. We are going to fake out the Torkoal, and we are going to pray. We're going to pray that this works. This is going to be really close. This game is actually right on the margin. Because my opponent has a tough decision to make about what they're doing with the Torkoal and the Ursaluna here. Because it does make some sense for them to not protect Torkoal, but they do anyway. And I think that's smart of them. Are they double protect? They're double protect, but now I can Wood Hammer the Ursaluna. If Grassy Terrain is still there, that should pick up a knockout. But it's close call. I actually don't know if Grassy Terrain is going to be there. I think it should be, because Rillaboom came in around like turn 2 or 3. Okay, probably one more turn of Grassy Terrain at that. And then now Snarl will go faster. Okay, I think this should be a win. But Wood Hammer needs to KO. The dimensions have returned to normal. We have one last... Oh, we have 2 turns of Grassy Terrain, one last turn of Harsh Sunlight. So we are going to Snarl, and we are going to Wood Hammer the Ursaluna, and hope and pray that we are A, faster, and B, this knocks out. So Snarl does pretty good damage into the Torkoal. It's going to break Eruption. It's going to drop it to minus special 1 attack here. Big Wood Hammer in Grassy Terrain. Show me the knockout. Okay, that's a knockout. I don't think Torkoal can beat Chi-Yu now, so I think this is over. Let's see what they go for here. Probably Heat Wave, if I had to guess. Yep, that's a Heat Wave. I'm Sash, so I live it no matter what, and now Dark Pulse always wins the game. Rillaboom goes down, and that is GG's. Chi-Yu takes like 30% damage, barely anything at all. Alright, Fish. He probably protects to stall out a turn of Grassy Terrain healing, but I mean, I get the same healing, so doesn't really help. Alright, Dark Pulse into Torkoal. This should be a GG. Please don't protect. Don't waste my time. 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 And they protect to waste my time because they have no life. Alright, one more turn we go. Alright, Dark Pulse into Protect. This will change absolutely nothing because it's just giving both of us healing. But I guess my opponent is hoping and coping. Alright, so Grassy Terrain is gone. Dark Pulse into Torkoal should be a one-hit knockout here. Even if he has Earth Power, I probably live it. But I'm pretty sure this knocks out. And that knocks out. Alright, GG's to my opponent. Yeah. Alrighty, gamers, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed those games. Try out this team on ladder, and please just comment below. Let me know what Pokemon you want me to feature next on the channel. I'm down to feature almost anything, especially with the DLC approaching soon. You know, my last video was Drifblim. This video is Snorlax. I'm really open-minded, so if you have a niche Pokemon that you want me to build a team, drop it in the comment section below, and I might go ahead and do it. But for now, guys, enjoy the video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Like, comment, sub, all that good YouTube stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah.